The sun hung low over the marble streets of Dubai, painting the skyline gold. Tourists flowed like a river through the bustling market, where the scent of cardamom and roses mingled in the air. A little boy barely 10 stood near a flower stall clutching a woven basket full of roses. His shirt was faded, his hair messy, but his eyes dark, bright, and determined glowed with pride. 100,000, across the street, a woman in a tailored white suit and diamond sunglasses stepped out of a black Rolls-Royce. Laila Al-Mansur, billionaire CEO, philanthropist, and one of the most powerful women in the Middle East. She was used to being admired, feared, and envied but not challenged. 100,000, as she adjusted her purse and glanced at her phone, the little boy stepped forward. Roses, madam, fresh roses. His English was broken but earnest. She barely looked up. How much? 10 dirhams, he said shyly. Her lips curved into a teasing smile. Sell me these roses in Arabic, she said, her voice cool, testing. If you can do that, I'll pay you 100,000 dirhams. A few people nearby stopped to listen. Some laughed softly. It was meant as a joke, a billionaire's playful arrogance. The boy's face fell for a second, then he looked down at the roses, whispered something under his breath, and lifted his gaze to her again. His small hands trembled slightly as he spoke. The laughter around them stopped. Even the air seemed to still. Laila froze, her smile fading. Something inside her, something buried under years of boardrooms, luxury, and loneliness, shifted. She had spoken the same words once, long ago, as a child in her grandmother's garden. Her grandmother had taught her that phrase the day she first learned Arabic poetry. How did you know that?" she asked softly. The boy shrugged. "My mama says it to me when I am sad." Laila knelt down to his level, eyes glistening. "Where is your mother?" He pointed toward a small building across the street. "She works there. Cleaning." Her throat tightened. Without another word, she handed him a thick envelope from her purse and took a single rose. "Keep the rest," she said quietly. That night, when Laila returned home to her mansion on the edge of the city, her heart felt heavier than usual. Her marble floors gleamed, her chandeliers sparkled, but the house was silent. She poured herself a glass of water and walked to the backyard to find some peace. But then she heard laughter, soft, joyful, innocent laughter. She froze. There, near the fountain, was her janitor Amira and her son. The same boy from the market. They were barefoot, playing with the garden's water hose, spraying arcs of silver mist into the air. The boy giggled wildly, trying to escape his mother's playful splash. Laila stood silently, hidden by the glass doors, watching them. Something inside her cracked. That laughter, unfiltered, pure, echoed in her empty soul like sunlight breaking through clouds. When Amira noticed her, she gasped and turned off the water immediately. "Madam. I'm so sorry," he just. But Laila raised her hand. "No. Please, continue." She walked closer, her high heels sinking slightly into the grass. "You're the boy from the market, aren't you?" The boy nodded shyly. "Yes, madam. Thank you for buying my rose." Laila knelt again, her expensive suit soaking at the knees. "You know, I don't think I bought your rose," she said softly. "I think it bought me." Amira's eyes filled with tears. "Madam, you didn't have to give him so much money." "It's too much." Laila smiled gently. "No amount of money can repay what he gave me today." She looked around at the garden, then at the boy. "Would you like to help me plant roses here?" His face lit up. Really? Really, she said. But on one condition: you'll teach me how to say your poetry properly. Over the next weeks, Lila and the boy met in the garden often. He taught her Arabic verses his mother had whispered over bedtime stories. In return, she taught him English, business basics, and confidence. Slowly, laughter began to fill her mansion, the kind she hadn't heard since childhood. Months later, during a charity gala, Lila announced something unexpected. She was creating a new foundation for underprivileged single mothers and their children, funded with 10 million dirhams. She called it the Rose Foundation. When the press asked her why she'd chosen that name, she smiled and said, "Because the rose is like the heart, it cannot live without love. And sometimes, love hides in the most unexpected places." Back at home, after the gala, Lila returned to her garden. The boy and his mother were there again, watering the now blooming rose bushes. The scent was rich and alive, filling the night air. She stood quietly, letting the moment wash over her: the laughter, the warmth, the sound of water and life. For the first time in years, Lila felt truly human again. Not the billionaire on magazine covers, not the icon of power, but just a woman, grateful to have found love and purpose in something as simple as a rose. And somewhere deep inside, she whispered the same line the boy had once said to her.